Hello everyone, my name is Yuri, the Blender Magus, and welcome back. So, I know it's been a minute since I have worked on this character. I had to finish up college and, get myself settled back at home. But since it's been so long, the goal for today's video, or maybe videos, is to finish modeling this guy. The goal is to have him finished as far as the model goes by the end of today. So without further ado, let's get cracking on that. So I want to select this sweater area here, and the reason I'm doing that now is so that I can start shaping the collar area. So my keyboard shortcuts aren't working like I thought that they would, but that is okay. I'm sure they'll fix that with more updates. Come on, let me select it. Thank you. Oh, it is selected. Okay. Alright. Don't want to be there. Alright. Okay, so as we can see, the collar is kind of rounded at the center here. So I'm going to delete that vertice. And I'm just going to that right there. Okay, so that fixed that. That solved that problem. Huh. So this is one of the newer updated versions of the beta or alpha. I forget which stage this is in, but it seems that they have changed a few things since I've last been here, and it's awesome. I like it. Anyway, to continue on. Okay, so we have that. So what we want to do now is work on the neck, or the head and neck. So I'm gonna go back to wireframe. I'm just gonna move that forward a little bit. I'm gonna extrude that down. Oops, I can rotate this. Probably extrude it out. Rotate it like that. Okay. So that kind of gives us a better sense of how the neck is going to fit in there. Okay. Alright, let's go back to the sweater. We're going to finish up molding this here. Huh, that looks like a face. Why is that a face? That's an interesting face. I was wondering what the issue with that was. I was like, why are you the way that you are? Okay. Alright, so now we're going to get this wavy part of his neck here. It's like his extra skin and fur that's been kind of pushed up by the collar. So we're going to go back here. There it is. Now, okay, so it is also like that in the side view as well. Okay. So we have this whole section here. We're just going to inset it. We're gonna, where's boundary? Uncheck boundary so that it does the whole thing. And so we're gonna do that again with our new settings. Get that nice and short there. And then we're just gonna Alt S, scale that out. Or Alt Q rather, my bad. I was smoothing it and then hitting S, regular S to scale it. Don't hit Alt S, Alt S. Well, I mean, Alt S is a good scaling for, you know, on normals. But yeah, okay, so we have this here. And it needs to be sitting up top of the collar from the back view. So we can start manipulating these vertices here. And we all can see here it's a little bit further out this way, like so. Okay. And whoops, I'm still used to, you know, 2.7 and 2.79's keyboard shortcuts. I had stopped, you know, doing Blender for a minute just to give myself a mental break. But now I'm back, so we're going to finish this character in terms of modeling today. That is happening today. And then later today, my real true goal is to actually just get this whole guide done today, because it's been so long since I've given you a tutorial, and I know that sucks, and I'm sorry. So I was trying, hopefully, I'm attempting to make it up to you guys by getting all, or if not most, of this guide done by the end of this video. Gonna add a few more edge loops in here. So from the side view, you can see that his fur goes a bit more down like this. So what I'm gonna do for that is, I keep doing that. Gonna go to face select mode, and really just extrude these out here. Maybe scale them on the x-axis, bring them closer together. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. And well, as we stated before, you know, the reference image, while it's really good, it's, you know, it's not 100% like, you know, even across both images, which is alright. Alright. I think I'll extrude it one more time. Alright, so now we can start getting more of these cartoony proportions in here. want to have it make sense for the whole thing. Oh, look at that. That made it a lot better, actually. We can... maybe not so pointy. Okay, so now we have to do the spikes for the side of the face, so from here, and the ears, because he has a thing right on the back of his jaw and right here on the base of his ear. So let's tab into edit mode, and let's see here. See where on his face. Okay, so somewhere over here. So this can work. This can work indeed. What I'm gonna do is shape everything so that it's at least approximately over here. I keep doing that, and I'm going to go over here. Maybe select this one too, and hit extrude. Extrude that out. Smooth it down. Now. So what we can do with this is we can just move that back there, that there, and we could probably maneuver these. Nah. We'll maneuver these up here and have these. Whoopsie daisy. Have these kind of interesting. And it wouldn't hurt to add another edge loop through here. It really wouldn't. You do have to gauge that sometimes. Sometimes it's good to add a extra edge loop. Sometimes it's not. Gotta know which is which. Gotta know. Awesome. Okay. So I bet you that it'll work better if I did that. So now, yeah, I thought so. So I'll just leave that at the point there, and I'll just bring this down. Yeah, that looks, it works already. Let's see here. I'm gonna put a. Yeah, see, they color-coded some of this. See, this wasn't here before. I like this. I really like that. Now, we're going to put a subdivision surface modifier on this guy. Look at that. Okay. So from the side view, we're going to have to make this look like this. So that shouldn't be too hard. Let's bring that on the y-axis, actually. Let's bring that back here and spread some of these points around. And then probably move this back and get that crease going there. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Okay. Now, just for artistic integrity, you can, again, don't feel like you have to conform to the background image. If something doesn't look quite right in 3D, but it looks like it's matched up in 2D, change it. It often makes the model look better or look like it works more in a 3D environment than it was originally created for. So don't feel afraid to change what you already have. It actually helps quite a bit. I'm gonna add a crease here, or a seam, or an edge loop here, and I'm going to add another one here. And I'm going to take this middle one and I'm going to scale it down. There we go. I just wanted that, separated. So now, for the ears. How are we gonna do those? Well, I'm looking at this patch of vertices and faces right here, and I think that might be the best way to go about it. So let's see. Maybe also these guys. Okay. So I'm just gonna bring this part of his head up slightly. And I'm gonna extrude. Rotate this up, down, scale it. Okay. So now we can fidget a little bit with the vertices at the base of it. So we can bring this guy out, maybe up. Can bring this guy out. This guy. These guys up here, smooth those out a little bit. Right, and well, let's unsmooth those. Just once, okay. And then let's move that forward. Whoopsie daisy. There we go. I'm just looking down here just because I'm a little nitpicky with the placement of certain things. I would really like this to match a wee little bit more with the background image. Okay, this is cool. These actually do not have to be that far away. Okay, I think that's good. So, now what we're going to do, I keep doing that. Go back to edit mode, please. Face, there it is. I keep hitting Control Tab to switch my faces from edges and edges to vertices and stuff like that, but Control Tab in Blender is just your mode selection. Or in the 2.8 Blender anyway. So, I'm gonna hit I for inset that, E for extrude out. Okay, there we go. So, we now have the ears. There we go. Okay, so that's good. Now, one thing I am going to do before we do much else, I'm going to move these arms. I'm going to rotate them so that they're doing the Y pose. And the reason I'm going to do that is because when we start rigging this guy, when we start weight painting and all that, if his shoulders or his arms stay where they are, we're going to have a very, very annoying time fixing that. Hear me now, quote me later. That's a lot better. We're also going to have to move a few things with this guy's shoulders, but that's okay. Can also move some of this up. But yeah, that had to be done. Had to be. And now that we're in solid or some view, let's see here. We can re-rotate these hands actually. I'm gonna rotate them this way. That they're flat. Okay, very good. So we pretty much have the whole character modeled. The only thing we have to do now, we could probably give him a zipper, but this thing here, we'll just texture that. You know, we'll texture this, texture his shoes. So we're pretty much done with all the modeling. So before we call this part of this one video, before we call this done, we're gonna add some eyes, and we're gonna do them in a unique way. So Shift S, let's go cursor to world origin, and then we're gonna Shift A and add a UV sphere. We can actually keep all that the same, but what I want to do with this UV sphere is I want to create a lattice. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to scale this lattice up so that it completely engulfs the sphere. Okay. Now, I want to go to my settings, my lattice settings over here, which would be one of these. Here it is. I have to go into edit mode. So, change this resolution to like 5, 5, and 5. Just to have some things to work. You know what? If we went back to 2 with that one. Okay, we're going to change that to 5 and this to 2. What does that do? Okay. I think that can work. I think that can work. Well, actually, no. I'm going to change this to 5. I'm going to change this to 2. Yes! Okay, there we go. Okay. So, now, I'm going to scale this up again. I'm going to select our sphere here, go to our modifier settings, add modifier, and we're going to add a lattice modifier. And we're going to make the object a lattice. And now, when I go into edit mode and I do anything to the lattice, it also affects the cube. But first thing we're going to want to do is scale up this lattice more so that the cube doesn't get outside the boundaries. And, you know, we can re-add this modifier, so just take that away. Go back to the modifiers, add the lattice modifier, go to lattice, and then so we can take that, mess with it, do what we need to. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take both this lattice and the sphere, and we're going to bring them up to the eye. We're going to hit period, go to medium point, and put this right about there. bit closer. Okay, so now what we're going to do, now that we have our lattice and our sphere, we're going to maneuver this lattice so that the sphere fits inside the eye. If you hear the sound of lapping water, that is my dog. I apologize. Oh, I selected all of them. Okay, not all of them. Just these. Awesome. And so the cool thing about this lattice is that if you rotate the sphere inside of here, it keeps its form. So we can totally have the eye in the center, or you know, the center part here, and you know, we can maneuver. We can have the eye rotate and everything, but still have it be within the confines of this lattice. So that's really cool. And so now what we're going to do is we could actually you know what I'm going to do is add I'm thinking if I should add a mirror modifier or if I should just duplicate this whole setup here. And I think it might be better to duplicate this setup. Yeah. So if can I select this lattice and add a mirror to it? No, it doesn't look like I can. So yeah, what we're gonna do is Shift D to duplicate this whole thing. Then we can tab into the lattice, SX -1. Let's go in the wireframe, see what that did. No, that did not work the way it was supposed to. Well, we might just have to modify this shape to fit in the other eye just a different way. Okay, this looks like it could work. Maneuver that way, a little forward, rotate a little bit inside. Okay, yeah, now we're cooking with gas. Okay, I think we just solved that problem. There we go. And so, you know, like I said, what's good about this, if we keep the eyes within the lattice and start rigging it, if we connect everything properly, we will have two movable eyes that are not totally spheres, but still can rotate and look around, do what they need to do. Okay, so we have that. Now, let's make the teeth. Let's make the teeth. Okay. Let's make the teeth. Okay, I have an idea. So we can move this back. Can move this back. Keep doing that. Oh, my computer's probably about to. Oh no, wait, no, it's not. It's charging. So let's select. Okay, there we go. And everything that we don't want, we'll just deselect. There we go. And that right there. Okay, so we now have the necessary parts selected for the jaw, or the I guess it is the jaw, the bottom jaw. Anyway, we're gonna inset that with I. And then we're going to go to face select mode, select all these except for that, and then we extrude. And you can move that down a little bit, a wee little bit, just a wee little bit. And then add an edge loop right there, kind of solidify that. Alright, so we have the gums. The gums are what they are. We have those, at least for the bottom. Now we need them for the top. So we're pretty much going to do the same thing that we did with the bottom. Keep doing face select mode. Can't quite see. Okay, there we go. Let's get going all in there. I think I want to select this edge and move it out more. There we go. One day, my brain will realize that Control Tab is not to select the different modes of selection. That's not what it's for anymore. But that's okay. Okay, there we go, and there we go. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing we did at the bottom. Inset that. And then select all those faces, deselect those, and extrude. And we could bring this up. We could probably go to the wire and just rotate that down a little bit. Okay, that works. Then we can Control R, put that there. Good, 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 good. Now So now I'm actually just gonna add a few more edge loops in here, and maybe one more in here. I can move that over there. Okay, good. So now first thing, select every other face that you can and hit I for inset. And for this particular function, you might want to turn on boundary so that we can get these right here. Then select the other faces that you didn't select the first time and do the same thing. Let's inset those. Okay, these are going to be the foundations of the teeth. So we're going to add vertice or edge loop in here, edge loop in here, edge loop in here. And this is a fairly low poly character anyway, so it doesn't really, these extra edge loops aren't making it super high res or anything like that, which is really, really good. So we have those here. Inset these, and then select the ones that you didn't select before and inset those. Okay, so now what you want to do, you want to take each insetted face from the top and the bottom. Well, maybe we'll just do the top, then the bottom, because we want to Alt-S scale them in. And then we can hit period, select individual origins, and just scale them down like so. Like that. Okay, that's what you want. So now let's do the same thing for the bottom. Select all of these here and these, and we can hit period, go back to medium point, Alt-S, scale them down, and then hit period, go back to individual origins, and S to scale it down like so. Like that. So once you have this, well, actually, really, I was about to just model some teeth. Well, you know what? Yeah, no, I'm gonna do it because I think that's the best way to do it. Shift A, add a cube. I'm going to scale it down in edit mode. Don't have to scale it down in object mode. Okay. Scale that down. And then we can just take this here, Control B to bevel that, do something like that. And yeah, let's see what that looks like with the subdivision modifier. Yep, that's a tooth. Let's shade smooth that, and there we go. So we're going to take this here tooth and we're going to add a mirror modifier and make sure clipping is off so that we can do that. And now let's start placing these teeth around the mouth. Maybe not for now. We'll just stick to this for now. Okay, so I'm gonna put those two right here. Shoot. Okay. There we go. Scale that down a wee bit. And so the way I see my dog's teeth set up is that those two teeth are there, and I know we have only two holes here, but I really think that we can just finagle these teeth here without too much concern. And then his bottom canines are, you know, the biggest canines, or the biggest teeth like that at the bottom. And so then we get back here, and we can scale those down, because those teeth aren't really that big. Yeah, don't worry about making actual dog teeth. This is a cartoon character. We're not we're not paying attention to the specifics of each tooth in this tutorial. It's just not happening. Alright, I might want to rotate that back this way. Same thing with these guys. Make sure they're rotated properly to get the proper effect. Duplicate that. Bring that down. I can scale these guys up back here. Shift D, duplicate that. Shift D, duplicate that. Okay. All right, there we go. We have the bottom teeth. So now we must do the top. So what I'm going to do is select some of those, select all of those faces with Control L, Shift D, duplicate it, R, X, 180. Just flip those upside down. Go in a wireframe and see where we have them so that we can place these properly. It's interesting. Okay, so we're gonna go hit period, individual origins, and we're gonna rotate these guys around 180 again. And then hit period, go back to medium point, and yeah, there we go. That's what we want to see. Okay, all right, so let's start shaping these, or putting these in their places rather. We're gonna put that there. We're gonna rotate that on the Z-axis. We're gonna put those in here. All right, and then we're gonna probably go down here, rotate that like that. Yeah, that's better. Maybe a little bit more this way. I can't see it, but that's okay. And let's put those there. Slide those up in those DMs. Now the top canines, as we all know, are the longest canines. Very good. Okay, so we have that. Now, go back to wireframe. I actually want to take this tooth here because that's less of a stretch than the other one. And I can just, you know, scale them up. And I'm really just going to put going to extrude those teeth there, and I will shape them now, or more accurately, position them. X is the axis. Might not need that one. Yeah, I flattened one of them. Don't feel obligated to keep all these teeth round. Just make sure that they don't peek through the jaw, and we're good. Okay. And the last one goes over here somewhere. Whoops. I accidentally hit it. I hit it again. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now we have the teeth. So it looks like... Right. We still have to do the zipper. Still have to do the zipper. So let's go on ahead and do that real quick. It has a hole in it. Okay, so this should be a relatively simple zipper to make. Or a zipper strap or whatever. So, to make this zipper, we're going to go back to our world origin. This time we're going to make a plane. I'm going to tab into edit mode, and just looking at a zipper that I have in front of me, we're going to make the base zipper shape, and then we're going to add the little strap on it. So what we're going to do is going to add an edge loop here, SX bring it out. We're going to add an edge loop here, SY scale that out. We're going to move that up, and then we're going to bevel that. And then I'm going to select these here, extrude Y, scale on the X axis. S on the X axis. And then extrude on the Y again. And that is that. So now I'm going to add a subsurf to that. Going to bevel this. Add an edge loop here. Crease that up. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to E to extrude. Just going to flatten that out there. Shade smooth. Okay. Let's add an edge loop here. Probably scale that out a little bit just to keep continuity. And I want to select these two, scale those in, then bring those up. Scale it in. Okay, very good. Alright, I don't usually do this, but because it's an inanimate object, I'm making an exception. So, I'm going to make some n-gons by beveling these. Okay, so now, before we shape these together, I'm going to fix these n-gons. I made that because it made making the shape a lot more easier. So you can select two vertices between any 2 points, and if you hit J, it'll join those vertices together in an edge, like so. It doesn't do that for wrapping around. So like you can't select this one and hit J and expect it to wrap around. It's not going to do that. For these, we're going to need the knife tool. So hit K, select this point, go all the way here, select that. Down here, do that. And go all the way over here, do that, and then we're going to end off this knife cut about here. Oh well, I messed it up along the way, but you get the point. We're supposed to just make a few cuts here, here. Oh, whoops. Something is happening where the knife is getting, so we'll just do it incrementally, but we still need the knife tool. So get it to about there and hit enter. Now get your knife tool again, select this point, get it to about there, hit enter. Okay, so now all this should be connected. Good, it is. So now we might be able to hit J on this and it might work. It did. So yeah, you can knife tool to a certain point, and then if you hit J, after you select two vertices, it'll just make a edge right there and join them together. So good, we have our n-gons taken care of on one side, but now we need to do it for another side. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to hit J or K here and just make the edges here. I'm going to hit enter on that and hit J, and that'll just make a whole edge right there, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm going to hit K again to enter, select this one, select this point, hit J, bam, we got our faces. And now we're going to select this bottom point, we're going to select this point over here, and we're going to hit J. And now everything is hunky-dory. Now it is. So we got rid of those n-gons. Triangles are a lot more tolerable, but I still hate them, so I'm just going to get rid of them like that. Now that we've gotten rid of all the evil that was in our mesh before, we can now, actually I think I'm gonna put that little fix right there for these triangles. Yeah, triangles are evil, and so are n-gons. Well, you can use triangles for game models, but don't. Anyway, can E to extrude that, extrude that, bring that over like so. So we can just move that back a little bit, boom. And then we can delete these faces here. We can delete these faces here, and there we go. And we can rotate that there. Awesome. And that works itself out a little bit, so we can increase that. Increase that. And there we go. We have the first part of the zipper. So now we're going to make this part of the zipper, and that's a very simple shape. So we're going to make another plane, tab into edit mode, and it looks like a upside down cone type shape, so that's what we're going to make. Go into wireframe mode, and to make sure that you're on edge select, hit G on the Y axis, S on the X to remove that out like so. And then Control R, add an edge loop, 1 GY, move it down a little bit like that actually, and we're gonna want to move that on the Y, scale that down on the X. Now we're going to want to make all the holes and things that we want to make in this piece now before we extrude them. And so what we're going to do is we can actually get that there. Whoops. We can go to face select mode, inset these, delete the faces. So now we have that there, and then we can select these, inset them, and let me see, yeah, so we can inset these, and we're just going to change the shape a little bit before we get rid of the faces. So SX, select both of these points here, move them up on the Y axis, SX on the X axis, and there we go. Then we can extrude these up. Bevel that. And then bevel that. Control R, add edge loop, and then bevel that. Okay. Shade smooth. Okay, so now we can move this piece onto that piece like so. And then we can take this whole get up here, hit Control J to just join it, and we can scale it down. Scale it down. And now we can rotate this. Actually, we'll just rotate it 90 degrees negative. Gonna hit G to grab and just bring this guy up. So we can scale it up as we need to. I think I'm going to scale it up so that the triangle is almost as big as it is. in that view. Okay, good. Bring that back. Rotate that on the x-axis. And there we have it. So, I can safely say that the modeling portion of this tutorial is over. With one exception being this bupkis. We're going to have to fix that. Just that, so my eyes aren't in pain while I'm looking at it. There we go. Fixed. No longer in pain. So, that will be it for this part of the video. In the next part, I'm probably going to texture him and or rig him. I don't have my tablet with me right now, but if I can find it before the day is over, then I will I'll get to texturing him. But that's it for this tutorial. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see any more modeling tutorials, please subscribe. Got Sonic, Goku, Shadow, Lucario, all kinds of stuff. You'll love it. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.